Today I'm reviewing the Allie Kanebo Extra UV Gel. And really quick, I just want to say I purchase all these products with my own money. I'll never waste your time with sponsored ads or videos. So if you want to help support the channel, check out nobsbeauty.com, check out my Patreon community, or click on the link below. Although I should mention I didn't pay for this product because a Patreon friend sent this to me. And it's like my sunscreen guardian angel. I like that. So, sent me so many amazing sunscreens. So, this was the first one that I tried, and I'm loving it. So, I've got many more from my sunscreen guardian angel. You know who you are. So, okay. So, also I want to mention my award show will be coming out very soon. I'll keep you guys in the loop on it. I'm going to be recording it tomorrow. So, be sure to stay tuned for that one soon. I'm very excited. We've got some big, fun surprises going on for that one. So, okay, so they call this a creamy gel sunscreen that is made by Kanebo Cosmetics, one of Japan's leading cosmetic manufacturers. Using their skills, they have produced the Allie range of products. They've got quite a few different sunscreens and quite a few different variations of them. So, this one I'm just really enjoying, so I'm very excited to review it. So, okay, my first criteria is packaging and no issues with the packaging. I'm so glad my Sunscreen Guardian Angel sent this to me because, you know, when I look at the price of these, some of these Japanese sunscreens are so expensive. Although I kind of get why they're expensive because the bottles are huge. I mean, compared to some of the little 1-ounce bottles that a lot of the other brands have, this bottle is big. So, when you see the price, it's a large tube. I mean, most of the other sunscreens are like 1 ounce. This one is over 3 times that. So, and I'll get to that in the price. Okay, so in terms of denatured or drying types of alcohol, in my opinion, that's the only downside of this sunscreen is that it does contain denatured alcohol. It's the third ingredient. And I found some of my favorite sunscreens do have a lot of alcohol in them. And I think you can mitigate the negativity or the dryness from it by using it with a nicely hydrated moisturizer underneath or a nicely hydrating foundation over it or some good serums. I do think you should try and limit how much alcohol you have in your routine. But if you find a product that you just love and has alcohol in it, I found a couple hyperpigmentation products that have a lot of alcohol in them, but the other ingredients inside are just so good. So I just have found that if you layer it and do other things to mitigate the drying effects of it, then you can kind of work with it. Because it's hard to do everything alcohol and fragrance free because there are certain ingredients that have patents by certain companies and they just make their products how they make it. So anyway, so I wouldn't recommend you use this with a highly alcoholic foundation or a serum underneath it that contains a lot of alcohol or things like that. But anyway, so okay, in terms of fragrance, this does not have any fragrance and no noticeable scent. You can smell a little bit of the alcohol in it, but other than that, there's no added scent to it, which is nice. The manufacturing location for this one is Japan, so no issues with that. Texture of this one is really nice. It's got a kind of a lotiony gel texture, which smooths over skin very easily and absorbs pretty quickly. And it sets to a natural finish, which is non-sticky. So it feels very nice on the skin. Ease of use, so applies very easily, works well under foundation. I have had no issues with pilling. Although if you are, it doesn't really have a noticeable white cast unless you are reapplying it over foundation, I've found. The first time you apply it, I don't notice any white cast, but if you apply this over foundation or have reapplied it throughout the day, it kind of can have a slight white cast, which isn't super noticeable. But otherwise, like the first time I apply it during the daytime, I don't notice it. But if I'm reapplying it over foundation, then I notice a little bit of a white cast. So, but it's a joy to apply compared to a lot of other sunscreens. Okay, in terms of antioxidants and other beneficial ingredients, it contains a lot of slip and hydrating ingredients, but not many other antioxidants. It does contain BHT, which is an antioxidant preservative ingredient, sodium hyaluronate, which is towards the very end of the ingredient list, and then hydrolyzed collagen, which is a good emollient. So I'm okay with that because I like to apply a good vitamin C serum and a good moisturizer before sunscreen. So, well, added beneficial ingredients are great. To me, it's not the end all be all. To me, it's if I would apply this and if I reach for it in the morning because it looks nice under foundation. That's kind of my main things with sunscreen because I don't like things that are thick or globby, and unless I'm going to be outside at the beach, then I just go with it. So, okay, in terms of acneogenic ingredients, it contains a few. We've got dimethicone, butylene glycol, isopropyl palmitate, PEG 400, and sorbitan oleate. Okay, and then we've got to get to the SPF. So the SPF of this one is 50. The UVA protection factor of this one has 4 pluses after the PA, which is the highest you can get. 4 plus is the most, which typically means it's got pretty good UVA protection. The PA+++ system isn't the end all be all. Like the PPD, persistent pigment darkening factor, is a nice one to look at, and it really gives you a better idea of the UVA protection. But I feel based on the filters used in this one that we're getting pretty good UVA protection with this without knowing the exact number. And then the filters used in this one, so we've got zinc oxide, which is a second ingredient, which is probably why there is that slight white cast, but zinc oxide is a great broad spectrum protection ingredient, protects against UVB, UVA2, and UVA1. And zinc oxide also helps protect skin and is also a good anti-irritant. Then we've got octanazeate, which is all under the trade name Usilex 2292, and Juvenile MC80, which is a clear oil-soluble, cosmetically elegant liquid that absorbs UVB rays. Then we've got Tinsorb S, which is a very photostable filter that absorbs both UVB and UVA rays. And then we've got Juvenile T150 that absorbs UVB rays. So we've got 2 that are UVB, UVA absorber blockers, and then 2 that are UVB specifically. So I'm pretty convinced that this one provides pretty good UVA protection. And UVA rays are the ones that wrinkle you. They don't burn you, but you wrinkle. UVB rays are the ones that burn you. And so many sunscreens are lacking in the UVA area. It's shocking. So it's important to really research your sunscreen. But even if you have one that isn't the best protection, it's still better than... The sunscreen you will use every day is better than having the best sunscreen in the world that you never want to apply. So, okay. In terms of animal testing, so per Kanebo and Cruelty-free-cosmetics.com, they are cruelty-free. I kind of found things all over the place, but I'm going with those 2 sources. In terms of performance, so I found this to be pretty reliable, especially on days when I was exercising outside or sweating. It didn't sting my eyes at all, and I found that it kind of creates a bit of a film over the skin, which helps protect it. And yeah, certainly while sweating and exercising, I walk a lot, and this protected me very nicely. There are a lot of sunscreens that aren't very sweat proof, and if you're walking, I'll notice at the end of the day, like the first half of my forehead is starting to get pink from the sweating. I did not notice that at all with this one, which is great. Then went to the price, and so they're typically, if you're in the US, you can find this for around $40, which sounds pricey. However, the bottle is 3.17 ounces, which is about 2 to 3 times the size of any other sunscreens. So a bottle like this will last someone all summer, which is really nice. So $40, even if you're paying that price, it's still a pretty good deal, especially for a good, reliable sunscreen. Thankfully, I have my sunscreen guardian angel, so I'm all good there. But it was so funny that he sent this to me like the day after I'd been looking online. I'm like, that's expensive, before I realized how big the bottle was and everything else. So, okay, with a 15 being a perfect score, I give this one a 12, and I love it. So it might have a couple issues there, but I still really love it, and I reach for it all the time. So that to me is a bigger test than the score, because I'm pretty obsessed with having a good sunscreen. So anyway, I'm interested in hearing from you guys if you've had a chance to try this one out yet. and what your thoughts are. So leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. And stay tuned for more tomorrow. Thank you so much.